Right, hi everyone. This is the first live stream we're doing on the new YouTube, which is good. We're good to be back on it. It should work much better now. I've got a new laptop, so I'm still getting used to it. But yeah, it should be pretty good. So let's see how it all goes. Right, so we'll start with the some very small amount of on-chain data, and then we'll go more into a charts-based video. So again, the exchange net position change we start with as usual. We're seeing 50k outflows in the last few days, which is very good. This is now actually starting to sort of show us that there is a direction. And there is actually more accumulation now rather than, basically nothing at all, which we've been having over the last couple of months, which was just a small amount of not a lot. So there was no real clear direction. Yeah, so that's one good thing. Let's look at the addresses. Let's look at okay, so they're ramping up. The small ones, addresses with balance greater than 1. Addresses which hold more than 10 Bitcoin are not ramping up as much. Let's look at 100, not ramping up at all really. 1K moved up quite nicely. This was a misprint. This big line here is a misprint. It's a movement amongst the exchanges, basically. So we have to forget about that. Well, let's get off that. Whale map we go to now. So this is the large wallet inflows. So we can see here on the last day, we've had some reasonably decent inflows. Look in the bottom right hand corner. The blue number is the amount of Bitcoins that were bought in that bubble. So the big one still is 232,000 Bitcoin. So that's still very good. So let's so that's good. That's what we want to be seeing. It shows that there's big players have started to buy, which is good. So let's go to the charts and go through that. But yeah, very, very brief on-chain stuff. Let's start with the S&P instead. So S&P is reaching its main orange box again, basically. So I don't think that's something... I think we can get a movement down. I don't think it'd be too much. I think it will stay reasonably high. I think that'll be at least for the next few weeks. But let's see what we get. I think for now we're still okay. I think that we should get another good 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't think there should be any panic mode or anything like that. Yeah, and that's basically it. I think crypto will do well over the next 3-4 weeks, and then going into the May meeting, which is the Fed May meeting, I think that's when I think the Fed will likely try and raise rates by 50%. 0.5%. If they raise rates by 0.5%, I think the market will take that reasonably not too well. I think if they hint more towards a sort of aggressive QT cycle, then that's something that would concern the markets for sure. So we want to keep a close eye on that to see what is basically said. But let's go to Bitcoin. Bear with me, I'm just going to write in the chat to skip 5 minutes in. Okay, I've done that now. Okay, so start with Bitcoin and we'll go through some of the alts that we like. So the main thing we're looking at here on Bitcoin is we've had a decent move over the last sort of week or so, going from sort of the 39, 38 area, 38k, 39k area, all the way up to now 44. But as you can see, we are in quite a big resistance zone. We're at a white horizontal resistance, and we're also in an orange box, which has sort of seen us reject once, twice, 3 times. On daily candles, it's a lot. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, call it 7, 8. So you have had quite a lot. So it's important we battle here, but I still think alts will climb well in comparison to Bitcoin. So I think we should be all good. Let's but yeah, it's actually difficult to know, but I think for now we need to see the big movement is a move above the sort of 46,600 level up here. So we've still got there's a lot of resistance above us right now, but I think we will be okay. I think hopefully if we can get through this over the next few days, that will be us sort of out of the woods. And then I think this is the main target, the sort of late 52s, mid 55s. So I think that's something in there. If we can get there in the next sort of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'll be looking at this area for major shorts, because I think the market will turn. Let's look at ETH. So ETH in a similar spot, but where the main orange box is here. So let's extend it and let's make it look a bit neater. So what we're seeing now is we're seeing us really battle. So a good up move, a nice up move, but the horizontal resistance is there. We've got another one just above us at 3369. So we need to really clear above those, because those are the last resistances. I think if we do get above the sort of 3270 level, I think we'll be okay, but we still have this one at 3370. So it is at this moment in time really difficult to know. I am actually thinking we will go further. I think the markets will be okay for 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe 4 at maximum. I think it will be a maximum of 4. And then as the May meeting for the Fed approaches in mid-May, I think could be early May. I think it's mid-May. But as that approaches in mid-May, markets will start getting spooked. Probably very, very early May and late April. So that's why I say we're now sort of 24th of March. We might have 4 weeks until the sort of 24th of April. People might start getting a bit jittery come the end of April, knowing that the May meeting is just round the corner. So as that starts happening, I think we'll start seeing some risk off, assuming we do get these bigger moves up. But let's see what we get. ETH is a nice one. If ETH came down to, I want to see us actually break, to be honest. But yeah, I do want to see us break, but I like the fact we're out of the main downtrend line and we've been able to reclaim the first horizontal resistance at 2890. That's positive. So that's the first good sign. Litecoin. So Litecoin does actually look quite nice here. If we check so on the daily, you've still got a hidden bear div. You've got a lower high in price here to here, and you've got a higher high on the RSI. So that's a hidden bear div. That's not great, but we're still okay. Let's check the volumes. So volumes are still not brilliant. Let's zoom right in so we can get rid of the bigger candles. They're very low. So overall, I don't think Litecoin is really one of the ones we want to be playing. I think there's better opportunities elsewhere. FTT. So we want to see us get above this horizontal resistance at 48. We've held the local uptrend, which is good. Obviously, we were looking a bit shaky around this area here. But once we got above 48, that was positive. We now want to see us get above 48 and hold above it. It's really important you flip these resistance lines. So these horizontal lines are either supports or resistances. Once broken, they become upwards, they become hopefully support. You want to flip them from resistance into support. So you want to see price get above, come back down, retest, and then explode from there. That's what we basically want to be seeing. Let's look at Solana now. So really nice move on Solana. Solana is the one we've been playing. Again, we've seen a slight, the volume is improving. So that's one of the things I liked. I like the fact that the $80 resistance, and I was commenting on the watch list for probably a number of weeks, suggesting that this horizontal line here was really important to hold. It was a really important support. We don't want to go below it. If we did go below it, you could easily capitulate down to sort of 46. So you could easily have lost sort of 90%, sorry. You could have lost like 45% there in one foul swoop. On a 10x leverage, you'd have lost 450%. So that's why it was really important to hold. You wanted to see the volume start increasing, so start coming in to show that there's buying. That's positive. We've started to get that. And now we've broken out the main downtrend line with that increasing volume. So these are really positive signs. I think we've gone a bit far here, so I could see us coming back a little bit, maybe retesting like 95 or something on a down day if Bitcoin does have a down day. Perhaps in the next week or so, something like this. But I think overall this is good. I'm happy to hold it. My first target is going to be this 115 level. I'll see how it does. But the main target here is 120. Again there, I'll see how it does. If we can't get above 120, I'll look to basically take some profits. I probably won't take at 115. I'll assess it. I'll see how it does, assuming we get there. And then at 120, I'll probably take some size off the table. Again, I'll keep assessing. If I think that we start looking weak or the RSI is getting too overbought, I will sell the position. Let's look at BNB. So BNB is another good one. Managed to get above this 382 horizontal resistance, which again I said for a number of weeks in the watch list when I was doing the watch list 3 times a week, that was a really important resistance to stay above, hold above, and get some volume. At this moment in time, I do really like this play. I did really like this play, but the volume was not really uptrending. It's still quite low. It's not brilliant. So it wasn't really enough for me to think that buyers are coming in. So this is why I stayed away from this one, even though I thought sort of 388 was a good level to buy. Anywhere from sort of 382 to 390 was a good level to buy. But again, the volume hasn't come in. And say you had bought in at 390 and you, for a 10% move, you need 39. So what's that? So you need 429. You won't be there yet. You've only done 7%. So on a 10x leverage, you'd have done 70%. And that shows you because the volume is not there. Where Solana, for instance, we got in, I think the call was for 90 to 91.5. I think my average entry myself is 91.25. So I haven't even got a brilliant average entry in comparison to what the call was. But 91 you needed to get for 10% for a 10% move on a 10x leverage, a 100% move, we needed to get an increase of 9. So from 91 we needed to get to 100. We're now at 103, and that shows because the volume is coming in. So that shows you what can or can't move, which is why the volume is really important. Let's look at Matic. So Matic, I did sort of, I sort of didn't like it, to be honest, because it was stuck in no man's land. It's moved really well, so that's nice to see. But we might be seeing something like this. So I think it's really important to see how we do here. Get above the horizontal resistance at 170. And again, another one I've been saying in the watch list, the horizontal resistance at 170 is really important to get up above. But this was a long way off. So you needed a sort of 20% move just to even reach it. And at that point, you could have easily come all the way down to 124. So you were sort of in no man's land. It's not really what you want to be. It's not really a trade you want to be playing or getting yourself involved with, because it's just very 50-50 either way. So it's not something that's, yeah, it's just not that appealing, to be honest. Polkadot. So Polkadot was one I liked. I wanted to do a call for this if it came back into the late 19s, which some of you who are active and regular in the chat, you'll see that I said this morning, if we can get something in the late 19s, I'll consider adding. And I don't think we've really got that. I think the closest, just at the very low 20s. So I wanted to see us come down and retest it. We could still even come down and retest this. So this might be a trade for later on. Sorry, not later on in the week, maybe early next week, something like this. Let's see how we do over the weekend. But that's something that we could do basically in a few days' time. So again, this is one I've really got on the radar here. I like the fact the volume is the thing I don't like, but I like the fact that we reclaim the horizontal resistance. We've got above it. We've held the uptrend, which is good, and prices were like significant lows really. You know, the main low from the sort of May sell-off was right in here in July at 10, and we'd already come down to 14, so we weren't really far off it, considering the high was like 56. Let me get this out of the way. Considering the high was right up here at 55. So, you know, you're a real way off your all-time high. So you only need a reasonable bounce to make a considerable amount of money. So that's something that I think I've got my eye on. That's what I'm going to say. I've got my eye on. Chainlink, another I've got my eye on. I want it to come down, retest this line. If it does come down and retest this line in the early 15s, I'll pick some up for sure. Let's see how everything does. But I think we're due a bounce on quite a few things. I think a retest of the trend line is very doable at 19. But again, I want to be able to get in at the 15s. Otherwise, I probably won't want to get in. Sorry about my scroll on the new computer. I'm using the Apple trackpad, and I've not got the directions working yet in comparison to my old one. But yeah, all the directions are the opposite, so yeah, hence you keep seeing me scroll the wrong way. Okay, so AVAX. This is tricky. It's a little bit of a bull flag, but it's not a brilliant one. Yeah, that's a bad one. It might be something more like this. See, with all this chart stuff, you do have to experiment a tad. That's probably too much. Something like that is quite good. Something like that might be possible because you're taking a sort of top border of an average. So we could get a break up here, and the fact that we've held the like a support line again and got above the 50%, we could get a break higher. Overall, I'm sort of scared to play AVAX because I think volume wise it's really weird. It doesn't have these like peaks and troughs. It just has these shoot ups, shoot back down, shoot up, shoot back down, shoot up. There's no real like, you could say this is uptrending, I suppose, if you took a sort of a month average from 2022 from the very start. You could say from here the volume is a lot less. Yeah, you could say it's an uptrend. It's not a very good one, but so AVAX I'm not really looking at. It scares me slightly to play it, so I don't really want to be playing it. But some of you, if you feel more comfortable with it, maybe that's an opportunity for you guys to jump in and see what you can do. But if you have any questions, obviously let me know in the chat, same as usual. Let's look at Luna. So Luna is at its local orange box. It seems to be having some troubles, but it's flagging slightly, but I wouldn't really say it's a great flag because it's not coming off of a high where the local high was only, it was only a couple of weeks ago. So it's not really something that you think could explode higher. I wouldn't feel, and the volume is actually downtrending locally, i.e. over a short time frame. So I think overall, would I be interested in this one? Probably not, i.e. for a short or a long. I wouldn't be interested really. It shows you the power of the orange boxes, that was our rejection point, but and it's been a significant rejection. But I think the RSI is low enough for it to go higher. But the fact that we're there, I wouldn't want to be longing it. I wouldn't want to be shorting it because we could go higher, because of the flag type and the RSI. So it's a weird one. It's in a few different spaces. Not too interested. Curve. So Curve, I am interested in. I like Curve. Let's go back to a daily so we can see more stuff. So volume, we're starting to see bigger volumes in comparison to what we saw back here, but overall the volumes need to increase more. So that's something to really pay note to, because as we saw on the Solana and the BNB example, the Solana example was that the volume was uptrending and was becoming greater. So hence there's more room for it to have a significant move, where BNB was not, which is why Solana has perhaps outrun BNB. So this is a good idea, or a good a way for you guys to assess, to look at where am I best off putting my money right now? What opportunity out there is the best one for me? If you had to go into one, what would be the best one? So Curve I like, 'cause it's still very low, like its lows. Obviously going back to, but it didn't really have its high in May. Its high came, I told you I'm still getting used to the trackpad. Its high was more in early 2022. So, we're still very low. If you can get above this 240, I think we entered at 236. I got a lower fill as well. So I think my average entry is like 234. So I've actually got a good one on this one. But I think we're still above the entry price, which is good. You want to see how this develops over the next few days. I'm willing to wait on this one, to be honest, and see how we go. But I'm actually becoming more confident on this the more I've looked at it today, to be honest. But I still wouldn't go big because I still think it's not shown many signs of strength just yet. So that's the reason I wouldn't be hugely confident on it. Every time we have a drop, we have a bounce, but the bounce is nowhere near the size of the drop, which is why it's basically a huge downtrend. But I think now we might be starting to see the start of it. So this is why you take a position, see how it goes, see how it develops, keep assessing it, and then you can use that new information to more heavily weight your opinion. Let's look at Phantom. Phantom I don't like because the volume is sort of downtrending. It's been okay the last day, but it's just not really enough. It's not showing me any real significant strength, and we've not claimed the horizontal resistance. We've sort of got above this one, but that was because we got a huge sell-off. Where the RSI was at 30 on the daily. So that's very low, really. I mean, just look across that RSI line. How many times has it been below that? You know, it's only really at the end of summer. Yeah, Phantom was actually very low. That would have been a great buy back then. But anyway, yeah, there's not many times over the last 6 months where it's been below that. So it was due a bounce. But at this moment in time, it's only had that bounce that was due. And the bounce hasn't shown a huge amount of strength, i.e. we've not had a flood of volume come in. The volume is still downtrending. And we've not reclaimed a horizontal resistance. We've not flipped it into support either. So that's why that's not on the cards for me right now. I look at sand because I know a few of you like sand. So okay, so this is starting to look a bit better. I want to see this get above 344, and then I may consider something, but I probably won't consider. The volume is better, actually. Obviously, it looks small because we're looking at. Let me zoom in. Sorry, I'm trying not to use the trackpad because it's just doing my head in. Okay, I want to go back there. Okay, so the volume is slightly better. It's sort of the average lows were there maybe, and it's still not brilliant. But let's see how we do. Again, this one might take a few days to develop. So this one is similar to, I think, Dot and Chainlink. So let's see how it develops. But this could be one we get on board with. I want to see it get above 344. Flip it from resistance into support by getting above, holding above, having a few candles where it retests and then closes above. That's good. That's what we would want to see. So yeah, overall, I think we've got a few opportunities that we're in currently, which look okay, which look pretty good. And we've got a few that we've got our eye on as well. This is what I mean. Sometimes the market, like from here, from 22nd of Feb to probably halfway through March, so 2-3 weeks, there's zero opportunity. So it can be very boring, but that's the time where you take the time to really learn so that when this stuff starts happening, you're much more clued up to realize where are the opportunities, where can I put my money, because you can make money in these opportunities that we're getting now, but in this you can't, because the price barely moves. We need price to move to make money. So again, use this time to learn, use this time to take advantage of the learning. I would really, really emphasize that. Let's look at a few more, because I know a few of you like Wave. So Waves is starting to come down. I think we will see this one eventually come down. It is forming a bit of a flag, but we did have the breakout and the negative close. So it's a really tight flag, actually. But we're out of the most local trend. If we can get out of this one, and we can come down to like 30, I think we can come right down to 28.60. If we lose that, we'll be down to 26.12. We might get a bounce off the main red line, which is the main red downtrend line. But other than that, I think that is all. We've got downtrending volume on this also. So that's a good indicator. Am I going to jump back on the short? I'm not going to jump on the short because I'm bullish for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. So for that reason, I'm not going to be jumping into the shorts. But if this one was to stay high and jump like this over the next sort of 3, 4 weeks and come up to here, have a few candle closes up at 34, I would short it again, because you might come out of the trend, retest back up, close up here, get nearly got the word wrong, get a bear div, and that might be on a big time frame as well. So that might be something we see how this plays out next 2 or 3 weeks, and then we go from there. But this is slowly coming down, and this will come down. But yeah, let me see what else. So Bitcoin is doing okay. We want to see it get above. We really need to see it close. I think we need to see any close which is greater than these last candles is a positive. That's what we're looking for tonight. So let's... Sorry, I know I can go on in these streams. I always say they're going to be about 20 minutes. They always take longer. So we are actually a fair way off. We need to go, this to go to about 44.5... Oh, no. Yeah, we need to at least get close at 44.500. If it happens today, tomorrow, the next day, it's okay really. But that's what we need to be seeing to have continued bull moves. We might get a local rejection here over a day or so. Might have a little wick down, retest this wick here, and then retest up again. So again, no panic. I still think we're okay. I still think we're in the right alt trades. For instance, look which one is the one that's most outperforming, Solana, and we've got this gain today, having placed a trade yesterday, and we placed it in this candle here somewhere. So we've got two of these blue candles, which is nice, which is all we care about and what we want. And then curve is the one I've really got my eye on. I feel the more I look, the more I feel good about it. So let's keep assessing, let's keep checking, and I'll keep updating you guys as usual. If there are any questions, please let me know. You can even type it in the chat now if you have any questions. If you don't, and you come back and you think about it, because I know a lot of you guys don't really watch these live, you watch them after in your spare time, whenever the time suits you. But if you have any questions, let me know in the chats, let me know in this literal YouTube chat, and if you do watch it after hours, let me know in the actual Discord group chats. I'll give it sort of 20 seconds or so. If someone does have a question, just start typing. If not, it's not a problem, obviously. Again, I know most of you do watch it after, and then I get messages in the Discord, which is fine. I don't expect you all to watch it live. You've all got your own things. Okay, I'm assuming none are coming in live. Okay, that's it. I'm going to end the stream there. Guys, any questions, let me know in the usual Discord chats as per usual. I hope you enjoyed the stream. It was good being back on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow morning with a fresh watch list and a new market update. And we'll have some chat in the group chat. And basically, I'll see where you're all at. That's it. Cheers, everyone.